What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
This is our spoiler chat for... God, you know what? Can't catch a break this morning. This is our spoiler chat.
One more time.
Okay. Pretend that you haven't seen all of this. Okay. Acting. Ow now, brown cow. The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
God damn.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
This is our spoiler chat for Episode 8, the season finale of Wheel of Time Season 1, because we get nerdy nightly.
And we thought we'd share it with you.
All right, we crushed that. Because that was
a perfect intro.
Perfect intro. To those of you who are calling it out in the chat, thank you so much. Yes, I do have a You Don't Want to Be Moist Crossing the Blight hoodie. You can get yours at redbubble.com/people/nerdynightly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I made it. I promised that I would make it, and I made it.
And chat seems like very surprised. And I'm telling you right now that when Nerdy says he's going to do something for a joke, he'll do it. Mm-hmm. For a joke. Yeah.
But you know what isn't a joke?
What?
The other thing that came in the mail. Y'all, we got books.
We got books.
We're gonna be book readers. That's right. This book right here. The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. This is the series. This is what the season is based on. And we're going to dive into this because we need answers. Next week, next Friday, this time slot, we're going to be talking about the first 12 chapters of this book. In our live chat, that's how we're going to break it down. Mm-hmm. I'm going to post something about the whole breakdown of the book club, but next Friday morning, read the first 12 chapters. It's about 200 pages, and join us for the book club. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
We're so excited.
Sorry, I have to sneeze, and it's not coming out.
Getting this back in the box is tough.
Ooh.
But we're here with our incredible live audience. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Merry Christmas Eve. Happy holidays.
It's Christmas Eve.
I know.
Oh my god.
I know.
We're here to talk about the season finale of the show that we just watched. Mm-hmm. How you feeling right now, Clarus?
You know what? Okay. I gotta be honest with you because I don't care if people think my opinions are shit. I will always be honest with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This was, for me, the weakest episode of the show so far. Yeah.
I think I agree. Mm-hmm. I think for different reasons, but I think that I do agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's just that, like, it was not what we wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. It was lackluster. It was disappointing. There were good moments in it. Don't get me wrong. And we will talk about those. But overall, I walked away feeling disappointed. And for a finale, like, that's not a good look. That's not a good look.
The thing that's interesting to me is that I wasn't disappointed in the storytelling. I was disappointed in the execution. Yeah. Like, the story that they tell at the end of this season is actually really interesting. Mm-hmm. And I have no problem with, like, what happened with the characters.
I kind of do.
But some of that is, like, set up and set up for the future of the show. They want to go far. Mm-hmm. My problem with this episode was how kind of boring the combat was. Yeah. And how little of it we got to see.
Especially because the teaser trailer showed us this, like, big epic battle, you know? Yeah. And we thought we were going to get some, like, really cool combat. And we got almost none. Mm-hmm. We got the king, spoilers. If you're here, you know, spoilers. Yeah. We got the king getting shot with the crossbow.
But even that wasn't combat. That was a shot.
That was a shot. But that's, like, it. As far as combat.
At the beginning of last week's episode, we got the Aiel fight on the Dragon Mount, which everyone gave us crap for because I said was unnecessary to the storytelling, but was really cool combat, right? We got to see a well-shot, well-choreographed fight that I was like, yo, this is incredible. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In the opening, we got to see channeling in, like, a fight where Moraine and Lan was warding, and there was a fight, and it was really cool to watch. In this episode, we got to see crossbow bolts being shot into the darkness, and then there was like a noise as if it hit something. We got to see the king get stabbed, and then we got to see like the aftermath of fights, but we didn't see the fights themselves.
Yeah, like and when the Fade broke in, when the peddler helped the Fades break into the castle, that we should have at least got something there. But Perrin walks in and everyone's already dead, and you're
we'll talk about that. We'll get to that. But yeah, I really do wish that they had. I don't know. This might be a COVID production thing. Just to be honest, this might have been, they filmed this last episode in COVID and there wasn't a lot they could do.
Yeah.
They were just trying to get it done. They had a production like quota that they had to hit, and they had to get the show done by a certain time or else they were going to lose the actors, they were going to lose the sets. Stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
But the combat in this episode felt like COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, you guys have been here. We have loved the series so far. You know, it has been like on the up and up these last couple episodes. Like, everything's been so incredibly strong that this was so drastic, and it just felt bad. And you know, I'm sure everyone's doing the best that they can, of course. But I don't know if they should have put out the teaser in the way that they did, because we were expecting like a full-scale war, and it wasn't.
I think that one of the things that really worked for me in this episode, because I do want to talk about this episode, I want to get into everything.
Ellen likes your sweater.
Oh, thank you, Ellen. Yes, you don't want to be moist crossing the blight. The blight didn't work for me. Didn't make any sense. It was just some trees. But we'll get into it. What really worked for me in this episode was that I felt like we did tell the end of a season story. And so, like, I'm glad that I'm glad that the end of this season wasn't just a big cliffhanger for season 2, that we did get some closure to some things in a way that I appreciated.
What did we get closure to?
Let's go through the episode and we'll get to it at the end.
Okay.
That's the tease for the spoiler.
Because I would disagree. I feel like this almost felt more like the episode 7 before the finale.
Okay. But let's start right at the beginning, because we get this really weird 3,000 years ago. Lews Therin is in his nursery with his baby and the Amelin seed of the time, and it's the sci-fi future where there's flying cars and stuff that apparently are just all gone. The breaking of the world made metal disappear. And they're having a conversation where the Amelin seed's like, hey, this is a really bad idea. And Lews Therin is like, yeah, but if you come with us, it's a good idea. And she's like, well, I'm not coming with you. And he's like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. And I was like, God, that is such a man thing to do.
Yep. The arrogance, as Moraine says.
The arrogance, yes.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the opening?
I thought that it would have been a really cool opening if there had been some cool payoff there. Like, if he had come into factor as instead of just like a force ghost at the end. Like, if he had like actually...
Wait, as a force ghost at the end?
He's not a force ghost. There's like a like weird like mirage of him that like Rand sees. He's like, oh, I was here on the seal.
Right.
So, you know, we like see him, but as far as like story-wise, we don't get any payoff for seeing that moment. And it doesn't really give us anything except to show us that there are flying cars.
I was excited about it because I thought that they were going to pair the final battle with the... I thought they were going to pair the final battle of this episode with the Lews Therin final battle. When we saw it, I was like, oh, cool. They're going to be like flashing between the two battles to show the wheel concept. And they're going to show the similarities between their two battles. And so the fact that we just kind of didn't get any of that, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like the actor who plays Lews Therin a lot. I think he's really hot.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that man's very attractive.
Oh, for sure. It just, that scene had no payoff, right? At least in the cold open last week, we find, you know, like the dragon is born on Dragon Mount, and like we get this really cool action sequence to get us there. But this was kind of everything that we already knew.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Just displayed for us.
I guess we learned that the Amelin seat like knew it was a bad idea, and that like even before the breaking, the Aes Sedai, the female Aes Sedai were preparing. I just don't know how that's relevant to the story that they're telling though. A lot of these cold opens have been kind of random.
Yeah. Like it's not like a
Ice cream wants to know, why am I gay?
because
I'm a bisexual man. Ice cream.
yeah, because people are hot. Sex monkey, thank you. Yo, men are hot, women are hot.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Nice, asses are great. That's it.
That was the Tamerlane seat, which is different from the Amelin seat. Love that. That's not confusing at all. But
yeah,
I like the actors that they brought in for this. So I was hoping we were going to get more of them because I feel like the casting for the opening scene and the scene itself was really good. I would honestly, if that was just a backdoor pilot for them having those characters in a show down the line that's about that time period, I'm down. Like, you sold me on, I want to see a show about the two of them and the, like, balance of power between the two of them. I would be very interested in that spinoff.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, it had no payoff for, like, this episode, and so it was fine and it was cool to see, but it didn't really do anything for me. So, yeah, I don't know. I liked last week's better.
So then we jump to the present, and in the YouTube comments of our last video last week, people are saying, like, ooh, the Blight, it's a dangerous place. And we see Moraine and Lan, and it looks like it's dangerous for other people, but for them, it is an easy hike.
So, like, breezy, like, 3-hour afternoon hike through the Blight.
I was just so confused about how far away the Eye of the World was.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like they got there by, like, lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no passage of time, really. And maybe it is. Maybe they are, like, just a couple hours. But, like... But
wasn't it leagues? Didn't she say, like, leagues? It feels like it should have been, like, it should have been, like, a journey.
Yeah.
And the Blight was a...
Yeah, the Blight, the design was really cool and the idea of it very interesting. However, the payoff was not there. Also, we should the one thing we should have gone back and checked on. There is a comment that Moraine makes, and maybe chat can help us out with this. There's a comment that Moraine makes about how the city that Lan ran away from.
They're answering. The eye moves.
Gotcha. Okay. Because there was a thing in the there was a thing that I swear to God, Moraine made a comment.
This is the longest sentence you've ever said.
Shush, I know. Well, you got distracted. You distracted me. So Moraine says something about the city where Lan was born and was supposed to be king being closer than it was before. Oh, yeah. Which makes me, I'm like, is the Blight, does the Blight move things around? Or is it the Eye of the World that moves around? I feel like, because Sex Monkey posted that 3 times, that's a spoiler. But I don't know.
Okay.
It was just there was like a weird throwaway comment there, and I wish I'd gone back and looked at it.
I don't know. Yes, I am very curious because we're about to read the books, right? Yeah. So I'm very curious whether or not this is stuff that, like, in the books, when we read the books, we're gonna be like, wow, this is gonna be so much longer.
Yeah. I definitely thought so.
Because I thought the Blight was gonna be, like, dangerous, but the only dangerous thing in the Blight was that Rand had a dream. Like, Lan, at the end of the episode, Lan makes it through the Blight, no problem. He seems fine.
Yeah.
Granted, he's Lan, of course, like... The other question I had about the Blight is that in the fight with the Trollics, right, it looks like they were coming from the Blight. But Moraine, Lan, and Rand, all 3 of them, don't run into any Trollics there.
True.
Like, how did they get past the army? It seems like there's an army. How did Lan get out of the city past the Trollics into the Blight? Did he go through, like, Shelob's lair? Like...
No. So they went past the wall then. How did they get past the wall?
I have no idea. I really don't know.
Huh. Okay, unclear. All right. Fair. Yeah. So question mark there was very strange. Yeah,
and unfortunately, that's a lot of this episode to me. I really liked. So Okay. Let's keep going through it in order so that we can keep things straight. Okay. So back in Faldara, we see that the Faldarans know the Trollocs are coming. Nynaeve and Egwene are like on the balcony and they like feel it in the wind.
Well, here's the thing. Egwene does, and Nynaeve can't anymore.
She can't hear the wind since she started channeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting touch.
Interesting, because oh my god, Egwene can. And
are you okay?
Yeah, I was like,
can't string sentences together right
no,
now.
I was like, not your name, not your name, not your name. Like I was going through all the names in my head, and it took me a second. Yeah, she can't hear the wind anymore, which is strange because we know Egwene has channeled and can. So it just seems like a strange.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Egwene has channeled. Yeah,
Egwene has channeled and she can still hear the wind, but Nynaeve can't.
I have no idea what's going on. This show, it all kind of made sense to me up until this episode.
Yes.
And now, like,
now
there's
I have
a
lot
horn.
more questions.
And
there's a horn, yep.
Loyals, I just like, okay. So, the girls are going to stay in the city.
Yes.
And they're going to protect the city.
And the boys men are going to the wall.
Are going to the wall.
Yes.
Which is a total waste of resources. Right?
Well.
Because the men on the wall do nothing. And 5 women protect the city.
That's true.
Like, all of those men die for literally nothing.
Yeah.
Literally. And I was like, why didn't you just do the channeling first?
Yeah, and we didn't even get any good action sequences with them.
No. So, oh my god. Yeah. Seriously. So, Nynaeve and Egwene are like pulled. Loyal comes and finds them.
Yeah.
Because they need all the women who can channel the source to come, right? The men are gonna like ride off to battle, and what's his face is y'all chat. Can you really quickly throw in the names of the king and his sister? Because I can't remember their names.
Right.
Amalisa. What is the king's name?
Good question.
Don't
remember.
Army's got an army. So basically the guy and his sister are in the throne room, right? And he's like, look, I'm going to go to the wall. You're going to protect the city.
Yeah. They have a great scene together.
It's fantastic. It's one of the best scenes in the episode.
One of the best scenes, I think, in the show. Yeah. I think in the show. Like, they have this beautiful moment. And he says, like, the city is going to fall. He's like, the most that we can hope for is to buy the people of this world enough time to prepare and fight them off. But, like, we are dead. We are dead. And he's, you know. And so, which is why I guess they, like, go to the wall. Because, like, I guess, like, there's not many, like, powerful channelers there. Because, like, Moraine is gone.
True.
And they don't really know much about Egwene and Nynaeve, like, what they can do. So, I'm assuming that all the men go to the wall and then are basically, like, just there to buy enough time, and then the women are there to buy enough time because the city's gonna fall.
They buy like minutes though.
Well, to us, but it does take place overnight. Right?
I wish this had set up that like the fight at the. And you know what the show could have done that would have really saved this for me is they could have had the fight at the wall take like 3 days, right? And have the men at the wall hold for like 3 days. Of Moiraine and Rand crossing the Blight.
Yeah.
It would have made the Blight seem bigger, and it would have made, like...
The stakes seem higher. Even though it's just time, it does make the stakes seem higher. And, you were saying, this is one of the first times it really felt like Wheel of Time suffered from a TV budget. Because that's what it was. Everything felt a little bit rushed and condensed for TV. Unfortunately.
100%. Because I like everything in this episode happened so fast. If you told me that everything in this episode happened in like 16 hours, I would be like, how?
Yeah.
Like literally, how did they cross the Blight around the Trollocs? How did Lan find them? Like it was so quickly. You also brought up. So before Lan leaves.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, this is so silly. So Lan has been Moraine's warder for how many years?
At least
dozens,
40.
like dozens of years. And Nynaeve comes in. Nynaeve's like, I have to tell you something. I wasn't tracking you. I was tracking Moraine. She has a tell. And you were like, are they playing poker?
Yeah.
Like,
what is a tell?
I was like, she snaps every 7th branch. And I was like, what? That makes zero sense.
But I've never heard a hunter be like, you've got to go out in the forest and you've got to find the rabbit's tail.
Yeah.
And once you have the rabbit's tail, you can track them. I was like, what is a tail?
Yeah, they clearly, no trackers.
What could it possibly be?
No one who has ever tracked or hunted worked on this episode, that is for sure.
Well, but it was so convenient.
Well, it was so convenient, and if anyone could track Moraine, it would be Lan. Like, Lan, you know, like...
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
very
it gets Lan to the eye of the world for that scene, which is great. But they didn't
need the interaction between the two. He could have just gone.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And without the line, made it silly.
Yeah.
And what sucks is that it's a line in one of the most romantic, like, hot scenes. When he's like, you're gonna choose your warder, and I'm gonna hate him because it's not me, but I'm gonna love him if he makes you laugh. And I was like,
did he say warder? I thought he said you will marry.
Well, no, she has to become an Aes Sedai to marry, right? Because right now she's a wisdom, so she can't wed.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, she's going to choose a man, because I'm assuming the Aes Sedai chooses the warder. It's not, like, as much of an equal agreement. Although I'm sure it is, but...
ask.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that they're like, I would like it to be you.
But I was like, oh my god, this is so hot. This is amazing. This scene right here.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Henney can get it.
Yeah. Like,
that man better be married or he's in danger. There's going to be ladies and men coming for him.
Yeah. No. And, yeah. And that kind of, like, offset the scene, like, in a good way, you know, because the tracking stuff was dumb as heck. But the rest of it was really good. Mm-hmm. And I love them so much.
Yeah, I love them so much. I really hope they end up together.
Yeah.
I don't know how they could.
What do you mean?
Well, like, because we'll get to it.
I don't think there's any reason they can't end up together.
Fair, but, like, also, like, I was wrong about a prediction. I was right about a lot of my predictions, though.
Yeah.
So Lan leaves. Nynaeve and Egwene go to join the Channelers. Min dips.
Yeah, Min is like, nah, peace out. Cut my hair off. Let's go.
And there's 4 men that stay in the city for some reason. And he's like, you know what you have to do.
Yeah.
And so they take pickaxes to the chair. And they're just pickaxing the chair for a little bit. And it's like, cool. So we cut back to, in the Blight, Rand and Moraine Rand wakes up from a dream. And Moraine is like, yo, what's going on? What did you see in your dream? And then a spear pokes her in the back of the fucking head.
Yeah, that
and
was
I was like,
so
I was
violent.
right, Moraine's dead.
But she's not dead. It was a dream within a dream. It was Inception.
But she got stabbed in the back of the head.
I know. And then
that was so violent.
So violent. And then to escape the dream, Rand stabs himself, which is like
also so violent.
Also very.
What if you were wrong, Rand? What if you were wrong?
Yeah.
You just committed seppuku.
Also, like, I mean, I'm sure that sword is very sharp, but I feel like stabbing yourself with a sword that long would actually be kind of difficult. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, no. Because there's nothing hard there.
Yeah, okay.
If like, up here, it would be hard because you'd have to get it, like, between the ribs.
Yeah,
but with a katana, if you wanted to stab yourself in the stomach with a katana, you would pierce through, like, it would be like slicing butter.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know that was, like, a specific form of suicide. It just seemed like... Yeah. It just seems, like, very easy. But, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So he wakes up, and then what I loved about this sequence... or no, he's talking to the dark... We can't jump over it. He's talking to the Dark One.
Oh, yeah, we kind of finally get to see the Dark One.
The Dark One rips his, like, scarecrow from the Batman face off.
Which I honestly didn't... I think when it changed, it looked good, but before that, it didn't look very good.
I liked it when it was, like, in the window.
Yeah.
It looked really cool when it was in the distance. Up close, it looked a little weird. So he rips that off, and suddenly there's the Dark One, and he's...
Yeah.
A daddy?
Yeah.
Like a capital Z zaddy. I was like, this man is very...
What's a zaddy?
Oh my god. You're so uncultured.
Yes. Well, that is true. But like...
He's like a very attractive older man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, wildly attractive older man. He's got, like, the gray... Like, just, like, so... Daddy Dark One. And I was like, god damn, they really went for, like, because in these scenes between him and Moraine, she seems so, like, beat down.
Mm-hmm.
Like really just like weathered.
Yeah. Oh,
she looks great. And that's not me commenting on Rosamund Pike. I just mean like they clearly like distressed her look as she gets through the blight.
Yeah. 100%.
And he is so coiffed.
He's like,
yeah, his beard is perfectly manicured. I was like, are you in prison or are you at like a spa, my dude?
Nah, he takes care of himself. How much do you want to bet that's not what he actually looks like?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, he basically tells Rand he can shape reality however he wants it. So what makes you think the Dark One can't do that? Do you think he actually looks like that?
Oh God, I have no idea.
I don't know, just an idea. But yeah, it's spicy. I liked it.
I'm like, is that even the Dark One? Like, here's my question: does the Dark One have a form?
I still not 100% on that. I don't.
You know what? It is funny though, because in the Shadow of Middle Earth and War for Middle Earth games, they show flashbacks of Sauron when he was an elf, or like had like a form, and he was really hot too. Oh, so yeah. I don't know what it is,
He's so hot.
But we like to make our villains like very, very hot for some reason, and I don't get it.
Oh yeah, if we get to see Sauron and Celebrimbor, get it?
Yeah.
I am.
So I don't know. Is that the Dark One? I was confused by all of it.
Yeah.
But also, here's the thing.
Apparently it's spoilers, so...
It's spoilers, great. I feel like they have... And this is a complaint I've had about the show since, like, the second episode, is that I don't feel like they have done a very good job of helping me understand the other side at all. Mm-hmm. Even though we've met people on the other side, like, we've met Padan Fane, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, he's a villain. Yeah. We've met the Dark One, who might be this guy... But what I'm noticing is this trend of like the villains are all just sort of so vague that the stakes of the show seem very odd to me.
Yeah, we're not given a lot of information regarding our villains. They're not like complicated anyway. It's just like the epitome of evil, and it has to be stopped. But yeah, that's all we have.
Yeah, and I see people in the chat being like, once you read the book, you'll understand, and a lot of this is in the book. That's not good television writing to me, then. Yeah,
here's the thing. You have to, if you want your show to be successful, you have to write it for everyone, not just book readers, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a tough thing to do. There's a lot in a novel, especially this large. Like, yeah. There's a lot that you're going to have to leave out. And I think that they've left out some really important bits that have left people very confused, including us.
Yeah. And Twitter keeps talking about a green man. I have no idea what that is.
A green man?
I don't know. I've seen a bunch of tweets about a green man, and I don't know what that is. And I'm trying not to be spoiled, so I don't like read the full tweet, so I don't have any context. But green mans be green man, and I guess. I don't know. So the Dark One takes Rand, Rand stabs himself, gets out of the dream. Yeah. But he's left with this idea. Two ideas, really. That his dad, who he thinks is his dad, isn't his dad, which we know to be true. Yeah. But which Rand genuinely thought that his parents weren't ginger.
I mean, that's fair.
You never figured that one out there, Rand?
No, having red hair is a mutated gene, so like there's no reason like if you're
are you saying that gingers are X-Men?
Yes. Gingers are X-Men.
Gingers are X-Men confirmed.
It's confirmed. Don't read about the Green Man.
Don't read about the Green Man. Okay.
So I don't know. I like if I was born with red hair and both my parents had like darker hair, I really wouldn't think anything of it.
Oh, sure. I didn't know until that moment that Rand didn't know that he was like adopted. Yeah. It was just interesting.
Yeah, it's true.
So he gets out of the dream. The real world plays exactly like the dream did for a moment.
Yeah, and I was like, is Moraine about to die? And then she doesn't.
Well, I thought we might get caught in like a loop. Like the Dark One was going to trap Rand in a loop where every time he left the dream or it happened again. And I was like, ooh, this is going to be interesting. Brian's going to have to, like, outthink him to get out of the loop or something. But no, they're just almost there.
Yep. Yeah, the worst thing that happens is a bad dream and some, like, vines on the hand.
Although the vines on the hand was actually really cool.
It did look great.
Yeah, that was a good effect.
That was super interesting.
Also, the dead body that they do find that's decomposed, the prop person who made that, well done.
Well done.
Because that was some pretty well done skin, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I am particular about my dead bodies in TV shows and movies, and that one was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So they keep going. They're almost to the eye of the world. The Trollic Attack starts. The men have assembled in the wall that is an interesting structure for defense, right? Because you basically have like little portholes to shoot out of.
Yeah. And cool design.
But it limits you so much. And like I was like, because just thinking about it tactically, I was like, this isn't actually a very good defensive strategy.
Why do you say that?
Because there's no moat. Here's the thing that you have to understand.
Desert.
Yeah, that's not what I mean by moat, though.
Okay.
There is no real world structure that had to be defended in a siege at any point in human history that didn't have a moat dug out in front of it. Because you can't let the enemy army get to the wall. You have to, like 20 feet in front of your wall, especially if it's going to be built for crossbow fire, you build a moat. Because then they charge at you, and then they have to deal with that, and while they're dealing with that, you can kill a lot of them. Giving them a straight running surface towards your wall is just... this is why drawbridges are so important. When making a wall, you dig a ditch. Thank you, Chalabreath. You always dig a ditch. It's like 101. It's not that complicated. And every time these fantasy shows show me these dumb walls, like Helm's Deep, right? Like Helm's Deep needs a moat. You build a wall, you dig a ditch. It's not complicated.
Yeah.
And I also agree with Ellen, with our good friend Ellen. If you're gonna do bow combat, use a bow. Crossbows are less effective. Crossbows are for piercing armor, because you need... the
Trollics have armor.
No, they don't. They're all bare-chested. They're out there showing nips and everything. They've got fur. If you're... When they're at distance, you crossbow, and then you pick up a bow, and you pick them off. You're going to take out 10 in the time it takes you to get a crossbow bolt loaded.
Yeah. Also, the slits should be much smaller.
100%,
so that no one can actually get through them without, like, ripping it open. So you have to, like, if they were, like, this big, so they were enough to aim out of, but, like, a person can't squeeze through.
Constantine Petrascu says they did mention the Dark Friends cut the ropes of the drawbridge. What drawbridge? We did not see a drawbridge at any point this episode.
You mean the drawbridge to the city, right?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I think you mean for the city.
I was like, they showed us that gate, and I was like, you had thousands of years to prepare, and this is what you built?
The city that's never fallen. And I think they just got lucky. Yeah.
I was like, you have thousands of years to prepare, and you didn't dig a ditch? It's so simple!
Yeah.
I did like the Dark Friends, because I was like, Padden Fane.
Yeah.
And we'll get to Padden Fane, because he does show up we're almost to Padden Fane. This episode is off the rails. I'm sorry, y'all. This is probably the most confusing spoiler chat we've done. But this episode is hard to talk about.
We're confused.
Yeah. So, the Trollics start attacking. The king gets just, like, gutted immediately.
Yeah, he's, like, the first casualty.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry. The king is the first one to die? You done effed up real bad.
So, we cut back to the city, where the five ladies are standing in front of it. They're getting ready to channel. Amelisa, you're Moraine's too. And Nynaeve gets so upset again.
We're our own. Oh, okay, now is like not the time. Like
you might die in like 5 seconds. This is the last emotion you want to feel.
Just chill. Like
you came here with Moraine. It's not that. She doesn't say that Moraine owns you. She's like, oh yeah, Moraine brought the two of them.
Yeah.
But Nynaeve is like,
I'm like, Nynaeve, come on. Like, come on.
It's not the time. You're under attack. The men are all dying.
Yeah.
And so back in the like town, there's two Fades. They're chilling with Pad and Fane.
Yeah, they like there's like some secret like password that Pad and Fane knows to like open this like back like secret entrance, and then the Fades just murder the people that open it. Just like like, how did you know that?
But how? So is the Dark One omnipresent? And this is the question about this series that gets me a little bit concerned about the direction of the show versus it being a book series.
Yeah,
is I find that bringing omnipresent villains to the screen is very boring.
Yeah, if the Dark One already knows everything, it's not my favorite choice.
Like, one of my favorite things about Lord of the Rings is that what Sauron knows and when he knows it is so important to the plot of those books.
Yeah. He does not know everything as it's happening.
The Dark One need, like, the plot of this episode essentially being, oh, well, the five of you are here because the Dark One needed you to be here. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
If the Dark One knows everything that's going to happen, then I get less... I find omnipresence to be boring.
Yeah, because, like, how the heck would he know what Rand and Egwene carved into a tree when they were, like, 6 years old? Like,
Yeah. Like, and... Yeah. I thought that Rand was going to catch him in that moment, right?
Yeah, me too.
But no, the Dark One just knows.
Yeah.
The Dark One has dark friends for a reason.
Yeah, but how the heck would dark friends know about the carving? Like, okay, so if he can read minds, that's basically...
Okay, but if he can only read minds if they're there, that's one thing. This is what I brought up. That's how Fane got the password. Okay, so the password was kind of a more known thing than I thought. Okay. That makes sense. So Pad and Fane gets into the castle. And Rand and Moiraine get to the edge of the hole in the ground. That very much looked like where Bruce Wayne is kept in The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah. I was like, wait, are we going to meet Bane?
Wow.
I would have loved if they were just like walking down and like Tom Hardy's there was like, oh.
I did not even think about that.
It just reminded me like the stairs down and whatnot. Yeah. So they get in there and Rand's like, wait, aren't you going to die if you come to the wheel? Or the eye with me? And she's like...
She just doesn't say anything and she just goes down. Like, yeah, she's just like, meh.
So, at this point, I'm 100% sure that Moiraine is dead.
Yeah, like, I thought so too.
Dead. Mm-hmm.
And then something worse happens.
Yeah, so they get down there, and Rand gets pulled into a dream land back home at the farm with Egwene and a baby.
Yeah.
A big baby.
That
was a chungus baby.
That baby is like a year and a half. You know, like 18 months.
Like probably 9. I would probably say that's a 9-month baby.
Okay, I don't know anything about babies, so...
If it was a year, it would be walking.
True, yeah. She says, like, she'll only walk for you or something like that.
And so they... So Rand is taken off to Dreamland. He's talking to Egwene. So they're being cute. Moiraine and the Dark One are having a whole conversation.
Barely. Okay, Moiraine, like, channels for a second, and the Dark One is like, nah, and just stills her. Just as if nothing. Like,
okay, so at first I freaked out. You saw me. We should have filmed us watching the finale because I lost my mind a little bit when Moiraine was stilled. I don't think she's stilled. I think that she is shielded. Because it looked when he does it, it very much looked visually like when they were shielding, when they were holding the shield down on Logain.
That's true, and her reaction was not as lethargic. You know what I mean? Like when we've seen people be stilled, they're they are kind of mind wiped for a moment, and so yeah, it does. I think they want the audience to think that Moiraine is stilled, but I think she will get her power back in time to die.
I don't know. I almost feel like as soon as she leaves the Blight, she'll be okay. She just needs to get outside of his power.
I don't know if it's. I don't know if. I don't know if range has anything to do with it, especially because we have no idea what happened to the Dark One. But yeah, I don't. I think she does get her power back at some point. Here's the thing: it would be really crappy if they just walked upstairs and she was fine. Like that would have absolutely no payoff. She's gonna have to do something. There's going to have to be an inciting incident.
I don't know. So, I think it would be interesting for the long-term storytelling, though, that. That the women of the Aes Sedai find out that in the Blight and in the Dark One, their magic or their channeling can be taken from them. And so in the rest of the show, they're hesitant to help Rand fight him, the Dark One, because they don't want to go there and be shielded or whatever. Right. Or if it was just a tactic to convince the Aes Sedai that like they're powerless against him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of storytelling that could be really interesting in that wouldn't go as far as her having to like go somewhere to get her channeling back.
Yeah.
Which maybe that's it. Maybe like her and Nynaeve have to like do a ceremony of like uber magic or something.
Uber magic?
I don't know. I still don't like.
I just don't think she's gonna walk out of the hole in the ground and it's gonna be all better.
No, if it happens, I think it'll be at the edge of the Blight. Like, I think that if it happens, it'll be when they get, like, outside of his, like, range of control.
Well, and here's the thing. Maybe, like, in leaving the Blight, they actually run into some danger. And it's the moment where they, like, cross, like, the edge of it.
Yeah, the Blight is only dangerous when you leave it, not when you enter it.
Maybe, I don't know.
It wants you to stay. So she gets stilled. Rand, before he gets into Dreamland, he, like, remembers being here. We get to see the, like, hologram of Lews Therin for a moment, his memory. And he's in Emond's Field, and he's seeing Egwene. They're having a conversation. He thinks everything's great. He's like, this is awesome. And then she freezes, and the baby freezes. And Egwene's freeze isn't too bad, but the baby freeze freaked me out, and I did not like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It was a weird image. And so the Dark One shows up. I think he's the Dark One. I don't know. Whatever. And he's like, yo, you can make the world however you want it to be. And I'm not going to lie to you. His pitch isn't that great.
Yeah, he's kind of like, you can, whatever you want, you can basically will it into existence. You can shape the world in your image. Now, that was an interesting line to use because isn't that like the whole Bible thing?
What? Oh, yeah,
God creating man in his image or something like that.
Yeah,
that was like an interesting the choice of words. It's like, okay.
It was just weird because he pitches it as if like you can make Egwene into who you want her to be, which tells me that the Dark One doesn't really understand humans.
People, yeah.
Because I love you so much. But I fell in love with you because of who you are. Yeah. Not because I think that I can turn you into a thing I want you to be. And so if you were to tell me like you can make her into something you want, I'd be like, well, but no, that's what I have.
However.
Why would I mess up what I have?
However, there are plenty of people, mostly abusers out there, who that is what they do try and do. And, if Rand had been maybe raised differently or had been a shittier person, I think that like the likelihood, like I think there is a chance that people, like someone would give into that. There are people who do want to change the people around them to suit their needs better. Yeah. And they're shitty people. But I think it is really a testament to Rand because I kind of agree with you, but I also kind of don't, because there are a lot of really good people in the world. And so that gamble is kind of almost like 50-50, and like those are not great odds.
It sells me on the fact that Rand and Egwene's love is real. Yeah. Like this season did a really good job of convincing me that those two characters are in a real love that is like deeper than just like youthful, like sexy love, you know what I mean? Like it's not just hot and bothered. There is like a very like deep guttural connection between those two people that is built on respect, right? Yeah. And he respects Egwene too much to want her to change, and he acknowledges that he loves her as she is so much that he wants a real relationship with the woman that he loves, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah, for sure. I
Daddy Tam raised that boy right. Yes, he did.
Yes, Troy. He did. It also though, because it seems like the Dark One can do absolutely anything. I do think though it did give him a weakness.
What do you mean?
In a sense, like, that he doesn't quite understand. He does not understand humanity, I don't think.
Oh, because he's so sure that he's got him there.
Yeah. He is so confident, right? And maybe that will be the downfall.
Hey, look, as Matthew McConaughey says in the hit film Interstellar, it's about love, Murph.
Wow, you went there.
It's about love, Murph.
You know, I do love you, but if there was one thing I could change.
It's about love, Murph.
I'm kidding. Okay.
So Rand starts to channel.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, earlier in the episode, we didn't even bring this up, but Moiraine gives him little...
the MacGuffin.
The little MacGuffin statue that holds the power of 1,000 men.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I rolled my eyes. In the scene where she brings it up, I was like, oh, that's convenient.
Look, here's the thing. And this is spoilers for Aragon, okay? I know it's been out forever, but if you haven't read all 4 of those books, just turn your sound off for like 2 seconds.
Or seen the movie.
No. Fuck the movie. How dare you? Anyways, in Aragon, they actually have a like similar concept with the Eldunari of the dragons.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's earned.
Well, but it's also
aren't just
explained...
given the one thing that you can draw from. Like it was just too easy.
Well,
right?
but the thing with Eldunari is that it is like the MacGuffin of the series almost. And so, like, you know about it, you learn about it, and you get there.
Well,
this
you
was
have
literally
to find it. Like, she just gives it to him.
This was also Rand going, we're almost there. Like, do you have a plan?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh yeah, I have a plan right here.
Yeah. Here is the magic statue that's gonna make it better.
The Sangreal was actually shown in the opening scene of episode 1 when Moiraine was getting dressed, but it still was just a statue at that point. It was just very weird that she was like,
yeah,
boom.
We have zero connection to it at all until this moment.
She's just had it with her the whole time.
Yeah.
Or maybe not, actually. She might have left it in the White Tower and picked... Whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. She has it now.
I don't know.
So, Rand starts to channel, and this is my favorite channeling in the whole show. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The look of Rand channeling and them cutting between him channeling in Emond's Field and him channeling in the yin and yang room.
Yeah.
And the way that the white channeling passed across his whole body and the darkness was following it, but so... We've seen that before, but it was slower here, so we got to really watch the like tendrils of the dark catch up to the white.
It was so cool.
And then his pocket starts to glow as if he's Harry Potter in...
His pocket never glows with the Philosopher's Stone.
No, but like, you know, it's like, oh, I've got it in my pocket.
No, he touches it. He like thumbs it a little bit and is like, yes.
But you know what I mean.
It doesn't... Okay.
You know what I mean.
I know Harry Potter.
It's suddenly in his pocket in the dream sequence. It grows green, and then he, like, destroys the Dark One? Is it over?
No, it's not.
It can't be.
It's not. Like, either that was not the Dark One.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I still think there is a possibility, from my predictions, that the Dark One has already escaped.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, like, a full setup.
Trust Universe says he smiled. He did smile.
Yeah.
And I caught that, right? Like, he is like, he is happy that what is happening happened.
Yeah. And maybe Rand freed him by accident, or maybe he has already escaped.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the weird, like, this is a stone that cannot be, like, severed even by, like, the one power, and now it's, like, broken and shattered.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, it's very confusing, and we don't have any answers or any beginnings to even try and piece it out. And
100%.
Kind of
that
frustrating.
stone that can't be shattered even by the one power was also just introduced in that moment.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that existed. That's fun.
There's
a lot of stuff introduced in this episode.
That should have been set up.
Yeah.
It should have been set up because it means more to the audience when it is.
Yeah. So, here we are. The Dark One is ostensibly dead. But the episode, we haven't gotten to all the combat. So before we get into the end of Rand and Moraine's goings on there, because we have some stuff to talk about there, let's jump all the way back, because the Trollocs have breached the wall.
Yeah.
The men are all dead. I hope that people of Feldar like Lady Love. And
I don't know if they'll ever be able to reproduce, but okay.
Well, there's those like 3 guys in the throne room, except nope, the Fade killed them.
Nope, they're dead.
And Loyal, Pat and Fane stabbed Loyal?
Yeah.
I
don't think Loyal is dead.
He better not be.
Yeah. Because that would be a really disappointing way.
He disappeared for all of last episode, and then he just gets shanked in this one? Justice for Loyal, okay? I'm starting the hashtag right now. But Perrin walked away from them for like a minute.
Yeah, because he saw Pat and Fane.
Because Pat and Fane didn't want him in the room, because the Dark One needs Perrin alive, I think, is what's going on. But he comes back. Pat and Fane, the Fade, have killed the...
Oh, with the dagger from Sugar.
Yeah, it is. It's the same dagger that Matt had earlier.
Yeah.
Which Moiraine had. I'm very curious about that.
I think there are multiple daggers. I don't know if it'll be the exact same one, but I think it's a connection to... I don't know if it's the exact same dagger, but it is definitely scary.
So then... So this is where things get, like, a little bit confusing. Pat and Fane basically says, like, this was the plan. And I was like,
and
this was the plan?
This horn. They take a horn that we've never seen, that we've never even heard of before this, really, I don't think.
Yes, it's the horn that calls people to the final battle.
Yeah.
So remember last week when I was like, it's been nice to have a show with no MacGuffins? We suddenly have the big MacGuffin.
We have 2. Literally 2.
Glenn, thank you so much for that super chat.
Thank
All
you.
the setup you want from the eye. This is actually the beginning of it. Moiraine doesn't even know why...
The stone
Quendalar?
Yeah, I'm...
Quendalar. Is broken yet.
Yeah, and she says... Like, she's like, I don't, like... like, she seems very confused when Lan finds her. She's like, I don't...
So the Fade.
Thank you for the super chat.
The Fade. So Perrin picks up the axe. He's like ready to fight. I was excited. I thought Perrin was going to take out a Fade. I thought Perrin was going to do something. I thought we were finally going to get a fight. Get
some kind of action.
And Pat and Fane and the Fade just walk out of the room, and Perrin just stands up. And you'll notice we haven't talked about Perrin much in this episode because your boy did nothing. Perrin did nothing.
Yeah.
What is going on with this character?
Yeah.
Does the show have no idea what to do with Perrin? Because that's what it feels like. They gave him a wife. They killed that woman. And then the show just... They never did anything with this character. What was the point?
I don't know. And here's a problem. That is how I feel about a lot of the finale, all right? Perrin is set up to have these like really cool powers that we don't get to see in the finale. Lan is set up to be this incredible warrior. We don't see any of that in the finale.
Yeah.
The women of the city are setting up this like crazy like ballista. We never get that. The teaser,
they never use the scorpions.
They never use those like the huge ballista thingies. I think they're called scorpions in Game of Thrones.
I don't know.
But
I just know those as
basically the same thing. There's no payoff there. There's no payoff. They showed us this like big Trollic fight. There's absolutely like no fighting at all. They set up the Fades as being like horribly terrifying, and then all we get to see is them like already having killed people. So that's kind of meh. And yeah, there's like a dozen things that they have set up in the show where if we'd gotten payoff for at least some of them, at least a handful of them, it would have been much better. But we got almost nothing. And that is why I think it is the weakest episode so far.
Yeah, I was very disappointed that Perrin got almost nothing.
Yeah.
It was very strange to me that he got almost nothing to do in this episode, because it seems like he could have been helpful in like setting things up. He's literally an armorer. Like, you have a character who...
He's a blacksmith. He can actually help with stuff.
And he's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, dude, you're a blacksmith. You started this whole series in a forge. What do you mean you don't know? There's a battle coming. Yeah. Make some arrows. I don't know. Like I just... They let him, like, mope about. And this is not a dig on the actor. I think the actor who plays Perrin is great. I really like him. They just... The last, like, 2 or 3 episodes has really not, like... They just kind of didn't allow him to participate.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
They gave him nothing.
That's fine.
Here's the thing. If they had let him at least make the choice against violence, that would have been something. But he just stood there and did nothing.
I think he also mentions like being the way of the leaf, but we never got to see him choose to go the way of the leaf.
No. We've never seen that choice definitively. We've seen him like really just waffle around.
Yeah.
And that's...
And it's fine. I'm excited. Like, I'm hopeful that I was hoping we would understand what his power was.
Me too.
I was hoping that Pat and Fane would, like, tease him about it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, that's how we would start to get some answers.
Yeah.
Like, I thought Pat and Fane might be like, oh, yes, Rand the Dragon, Egwene the Channeler, and you, the Beastmaster, you all have your part to play. Something like that.
Yeah.
So that we would at least get, like, something instead of Pat and Fane just, like, walks out.
Yeah, I know. And you're like, okay.
And he walks out so casually, too.
Yeah.
He just, like, picks up the horn and he's like, chip, chip, cheerio. Off to work I go.
Yeah, they just peace out. And Perrin's like,
all right.
Like, and this horn, this horn, I don't understand. We've have no information about it. We don't know why anybody wants it.
We need a MacGuffin. We are going to spend the next 10 books trying to get this horn back. I promise you.
The next 10 books, yeah.
Yeah, the horn is going to be the hot potato of, like, the next chunk of this series. Because they don't need it till book 14, right? The Memory of Light, I think it's called. So, like...
Yeah, yeah.
So then, in the field, we see the ladies, they're like, metaphysically holding hands.
Yeah.
Alasamala, God, what was her name? Amasilla? She starts to channel, and she starts pulling power from the 4 ladies with her, the 2 from Faldara, and then Nynaeve and Egwene. Yeah. And this is so well done. It's so well done because you see this, like, trickle of power start from the 2 older ladies from Faldara. Mm-hmm, and then you see a bigger trickle coming straight into her, right?
Yeah.
Her power. And then it's... Amalisa. Thank you. Amalisa. So, and then as the camera slowly pans over, you see more trickles in Egwene. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, she's a little bit more powerful. And then it gets to Nynaeve, and there's 5 very strong, very bright white trickles of power coming into her. And as that passes through Egwene into Amalisa, you can see her, like, surprise.
Yeah.
At, like, that, how much power is coming from her right. Mm-hmm. And I thought that whole sequence was really effective.
It was very cool. And, like, very, like, the physicality of all of the actors for that whole sequence was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that sequence, honestly, it like, a part of me is like, well, you know, it kind of seemed a little bit too easy, but it was so freaking cool.
Too easy.
And 3 people died, so
it killed them.
Yeah, no,
that's the definition of it not being easy.
No, I know.
They
but, like,
died.
I know. I just mean, like, they literally take out all the Trollocs, and
they do take out all of the Trollocs.
Every single Trolloc. Yeah.
But I really did love. K. Richard J is saying, I think Lady Amelisa's ancient family armor may have had some effect. Another magical item. That's
interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah. That armor was dope as hell.
I'm so glad that we got the Tale of Manetheren now, early in the show, because as they start to overdo the power, I was immediately like, oh no, Manetheren.
Yeah.
Oh no, Manetheren.
Weep for Manetheren.
I was like, and I was sure that we were going to lose Egwene or Nynaeve. I was sure we were going to lose one of them. Yeah. And as, like, their eyes burn out, and it was interesting that the burnout kind of looks like the Dark One's scarecrow face.
It does.
A little bit.
And it was also foreshadowed by Min earlier in the episode.
Yes,
which we didn't actually touch on. But yeah, she sees all these things happening, and which is why she flees. So I'm like, I get it, girl. I get it.
It was so hard to watch those women's faces get burnt out like that. It was such an effective visual. I was very impressed.
Yeah, I thought it actually looked fantastic.
It looked so violently brutal.
Yeah.
I think the CGI artists who created that effect knocked it out of the park. It was one of my favorite visuals of the show.
Yeah.
Not in that I liked seeing it, but just in terms of, like, design, I was like, that was so effective and well done, and I was very impressed by it.
Yeah.
But then Egwene starts to burn out, and Nynaeve, she steals her burnout, or she drains her of her burnout, and I was like, oh my god, like, this is... Nynaeve is gonna die, and Lan is gonna be heartbroken, and I'm not gonna be okay. And then Egwene fixes it.
Here's the thing, she does, like, die for a moment, and I was hoping that we would get some kind of big payoff moment where Egwene brings her back. But it's, like, very subtle and quiet, and it's just like, oh. And then she's back, and you're like,
I was wondering. I wanted it to be. I wanted Egwene to have a moment like Nynaeve had in the Ways when she had that like big explosion of power.
Yeah, I wanted something, but I wanted it to manifest differently because I think it is very clear that Nynaeve and Egwene have different power. Like they're different right now, right? And so, guys, she was definitely dead. Her face was like burnt ash. She was definitely dead.
Intrinsical is saying, and I said I can only be healed by another Aes Sedai. That's true, right? Because you can't heal yourself, but you can heal someone else. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I get... Because I was like, wait, well, Nynaeve didn't bring people back to life, though. She just healed them while...
Nynaeve isn't dead. She's just so close.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. In the moment, I thought she was dead. So that makes a little bit more sense. I thought she was dead. But yeah, I was hoping that Egwene would get her own moment like Nynaeve did, healing people. Mm-hmm. But it was just very, like... Soft. And I was like, oh...
Which is fine. Okay. I'm glad Nynaeve's not dead. I just kind of wish they hadn't played it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like that fake out...
I wish she'd had her own special moment.
Yeah.
That's all.
I don't think that fake out really... It didn't really work for me. It's fine. I'm not, like, mad at it. I'm glad Nynaeve's not dead. I thought the, like, killing of the Trolloc scene looked great, and everything leading up to that, it just kind of, like, ended on a whimper.
Yeah. So, here's...
I wanted Nynaeve to just, like, scream into the sky and everything, like, fly out of her. Like, I just wanted it to be a bit bigger.
Something. Yeah. And, look, here's the thing. I wonder if... Because that seemed like a very extensive injury. So, do you think... Egwene is going to be a yellow? Does she just have, like, intrinsic healing powers? Because I feel like Nynaeve's injuries were kind of insane. Yeah. Right? And so I think maybe that is a foreshadowing. Because we've never seen Egwene do big explosive fighty combat, any kind of thing like that. I think that Egwene is going to become a yellow if she becomes an Aes Sedai.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, I saw Egwene as being more of a, like... I guess I saw her as being a green because I just thought her and Rand would be, like, kicking ass together.
Yeah, but you're
right.
We've never seen Egwene... We've seen Egwene channel and, like, do cool things, but never really fight.
I like that. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting if, like, she's, like, Rand's, like, battle priest. You know what I mean? Like, she's like she's the healer, he's the warrior, Perrin's the tank. I immediately go to, like,
D&D, like,
D&D, yeah, team building.
She's the cleric.
Speaking of Rand, back at the Eye of the World, he has just destroyed the Dark One. And he makes a very mature decision to have Moiraine kill him.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
But he's like...
No, but here's the thing. He's done it. In his mind, he's done it, right?
Yeah, he's done what he needs to do.
And he thinks he's going to go crazy and kill the people he loves. The answer should be like, I really thought he was about, I need you a favor. I need you to kill me.
Yeah.
And instead he's like, I need you to do me a favor. Tell everyone I'm dead. I'm going to go, I don't know where because I've never left Emond's Field, but I'm going to go somewhere. Like, where is he going? He doesn't know where anything is. He doesn't even know where he is.
Yeah.
Wait, is he just gonna wander? What is his plan?
I don't know. Because here's the thing. If he still continues to go mad, he will still hurt people, just different people, right?
100%. 100%.
Unless he just is going to leave and never channel again. Because he's like, I felt the madness. So maybe he just, like, swears to never channel again. And goes and lives by himself in the middle of the woods.
I guess. Maybe that's where we find him next. And he just, like, he's grown a beard out. And he's just, like, chopping trees.
He's Logan. He's Wolverine.
He's in the Canadian Winterlands?
Wow.
The Canadian wilderness. So he leaves.
Yeah.
Moiraine is like, all right, yeah, I can't lie. And he's like, you'll figure something out. Because, come on. And then Lan shows up. And Lan's like, okay, enough's enough. Unmask the bond. And she's like, I can't can't touch the source. I have been shielded, not stilled.
Yeah. It must be a shield.
And she tells Lan that Rand is no more.
He's gone.
He's gone. And
not he's dead. He's gone.
This is kind of the 3 oaths would not allow her to kill him. That is true, me Tucker. That is really true. Interesting. Mm-hmm. So then that's kind of the end of the show, right? We don't really see much else. We don't see any of our characters come back together.
No.
That really is where it ends. Rand. We did get the shot of him turning over his shoulder. I said we were going to get the Hayden Christensen shot from... I called it in our predictions last night. I 100% called that we were going to get the Anakin Skywalker shot, and he did it. He wasn't evil when he did it, but I was like, yes! I felt so empowered by my ability to predict this show. I predicted so much of this finale. Before we get into the final scene...
You thought Moiraine would die, so...
Okay, but like, a part of her died.
No, she's been shielded.
She got shielded in the way that I said she was going to die, though. In the predictions episode. I literally said, Rand is going to be in some, like, weird, like, moral battle with the Dark One, and Moiraine is going to be, like, protecting him in the real world. I totally predicted that.
Okay.
We're gonna get to the we're gonna get to the Western Shore in a second. I just want to talk about our predictions because you wrote them down, right?
I wrote down most of them and then I fell asleep.
Great.
Sorry. So we said that Lan would get to Moiraine.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was right.
We were both right.
Yeah, there's no way that they would separate them for the finale.
Mm-hmm.
Now you thought that the city would fall. You thought the city was going to fall, that they were going to burn.
I did.
And we would end up with everyone in the blaze.
1 second. K. Richard J, thank you so much for that super chat. Remember, Rand read a book about himself. Also, where would a kid who just discovered he was adopted want to do? He doesn't believe that he's adopted, though.
I don't know. Maybe a part of him
believes it.
You know, there's always going to be that nagging suspicion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to have to deal with that somehow. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat.
It means
Merry
a lot.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. So you thought that we would end up in the Blight with the city burning.
I thought the city was going to fall. Yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah. You thought. You also thought that Swan was a dark friend.
I did. I thought maybe that was if Moiraine died, that Swan would be revealed to be a dark friend, but she's not even in the episode.
Yeah, which is fine. I also thought Faldara falls, but did not. And then my prediction still being that the Dark One escapes or has already escaped, I think still holds true, even though we don't have definitive proof. Like, I still believe that that's the case.
Or maybe he was never there to begin with. Maybe we'll find out that, like, you can't imprison the Dark One.
That he was never imprisoned?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what a join channel is, Dove. But we don't have one, because I don't know what that is.
I'm not sure what that is. And then there were some predictions well, there weren't that many more, I don't think, but there were some predictions at the end that I forgot to write down.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get to the Western Shore. Mm-hmm. The final battle, which is definitely not the final battle, because Moraine's like, it's the first battle, and I was like, yeah, 14 books, there's going to be a lot of fighting. Hopefully with better choreography than this. We go to the Western Shore, and there's a little girl playing on a beach.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this, like, in the future? Is that going to be, like, Egwene and Rand's child? It's the Wheel of Time. I don't know. It could be anything. It's just a girl.
No, sorry. I was laughing at...
It's a random girl.
Eric's comment.
And then some seagulls start to fly towards shore. We see boats with big red sails. Mm-hmm. And on the boats are women with ball gags.
Yeah. I mean, they're more like just... Yeah, It was horrifying. Those women looked like they wanted to die.
And apparently in the books they're chained.
Okay.
Because apparently they're slaves. And I think the Boggags was the show getting around chaining up a bunch of women on boats.
That's fair.
Because the image would be tough. The Boggags were a weird choice.
They're not exactly ball gags.
But here's the thing. Like, we've never seen... It's not like they have to talk to weave, to channel. They're channeling in this moment. So I didn't really understand... Like, I was like, stopping them from talking, I don't know that stops them from channeling.
Well, no, because they channeled to move
I know.
the boat.
So, like, why? I don't know.
It's a power thing, right?
Yeah, that's why it's weird to me.
Well, it's meant to be uncomfortable. It's meant to be uncomfortable, very clearly. Like, it's not a good time, right? It's meant to be uncomfortable, and I thought that the visual image was very uncomfortable, and that they achieved that goal.
Oh yeah, it was very successful.
I was like, well, Jesus. And then they like send this tidal wave to just murder this one child.
Yeah, they send a whole tidal wave to kill one girl. I was like, this is excessive.
Yeah, wow.
I don't think that you needed this much water to kill that girl. You could have killed her much easier.
Yeah.
And I think that it's like them announcing their arrival to the land.
Yeah, sure. But it was interesting. So yeah, so we don't know who these people are, where they're from.
I'm sure that was very fun for book readers.
Don't like it. Yeah.
It was one of those things that was like, oh, and it's fun because we talk a lot about the Marvel post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
And I was saying to you, I was like, this is the first time I've ever been in a post-credit scene and I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Because I always know the post-credit scenes, right? I've read the comics already. I know I knew who Thanos was in Avengers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was this person in the theater going, so the big purple guy, so he's Thanos. And so this was the first time I've been on the other side of it, and I was like, this is fun. I have no idea who these people are.
Yeah.
Or why there are boats, or where the Western Shore is, or why any of this. Okay, cool. This must be how it felt to see Thanos for the first time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Kids are all dark friends. They're too mischievous.
You know what? Fair. I believe it.
So we're gonna get. I'm guessing those are the villains of season 2. They have to be villains.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we've got them now. Mm-hmm. We've got the guys in white, the White Cloaks. Is that their name?
The White Cloaks, yeah.
Okay, I was like, am I...
Oh, yeah, they disappeared.
The White Cloaks are still around, and the Dark One.
Are the White Cloaks still around, though? A lot of them were murdered by wolves.
Only the ones that went off to that encampment.
Oh, true.
There was a whole other battalion of them that we saw that went the other way.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a lot of bad guys in this series, and no idea what really any of them want.
That's so true. We have so many villains and no motivations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Megan did say she was going west in episode 6 to find the missing ships. That's true. This must have to do with that.
Who?
Megan, the blue that Moiraine goes to the bathhouse with.
Oh, I was like,
she was like, what? Yeah, I'm going west to find missing ships. That is a really good point.
Right.
Mega, Kate, Wags, love the season 1 journey with you guys. Psyched to watch you get some answers to season 2. Thank you so much, Mega.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Merry Christmas.
That is very kind of you, but we're not going to find out in season 2. You know when we're going to find out?
Well, we're going to start finding out next
when
week.
we read these dang books. So next Friday, same time, 11 a.m. next Friday, we are going to be talking, y'all, book club. Let's talk book club.
Yeah.
We are going to be talking about this book, The Eye of the World, next Friday, 11 a.m. We are going to be reading the first 12 chapters this week. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we have the first 3 books here. Oh. We have the first 3 books here. So the first 12 chapters is what we're going to be talking about next Friday. Yeah. Which takes us to I think it's page 200 and... Yeah, it's page 209 in our edition. The final line of it is going to be, "Oh, thank you, Rand. Did you hear? I'm going to be an Aes Sedai." What?
What?
I'm going to be an Aes Sedai?
Spoilers!
Yeah, so we're going to do these books in 4 chunks. And so, yeah, that is the first 200 pages of the 800-page adventure we're going to be taking in January. December 31st, the final day of 2021, begins the book club. For those of you who are like this, but would rather just listen to it, the book club is going to have its own podcast feed. So we are going to be putting those episodes up on a podcast feed as well. Which is very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
And to Nova, we're not going to read New Spring first. We're going to read them.
We're going to read them in order.
Publication
that
history.
They came out. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. If you want to join our Discord to talk more with us about the Wheel of Time, please do. I think the Discord link is in our links below.
It might be. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. Blue,
thank you. Oh, use the Wheel of Time companion map on the Play Store to look things up without spoilers. On the Prime Video, yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we have a Discord. There is a channel for the Wheel of Time.
There is, yeah. John, thank you for that. Get yourselves a bigger copy of book 1. The mass market are impossible to read. Also, skip Ravens until you're invested in the characters.
Ravens.
I don't know what Ravens is, John.
I'm not sure. That's probably one of the books. We're gonna read them in publication order. This is yes, Sex Monkey. If you could post a link, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, can you post the Discord link so that people can join it?
Yeah, we're reading them in publication order, and this is the books that we were able to get from Amazon. Dovey, thank you for the super chat.
Dovey! Join Channel is a YouTube membership feature where we can pay a monthly subscription and you can give out perks based on how much the subscription is. Oh, so it's like subscribing on Twitch.
Okay.
Would you guys be interested in us having like a membership? We've never set up members on YouTube. Should we do members? Would people be interested in that?
Yeah, if you guys are down and you want to support us, like we can look into setting that up. We can take a look at what kind of features you guys would get from that. I don't know if it's like Twitch where you get like emotes or badges or anything like that, but yeah, we're down.
Yeah,
we can figure that out
down.
if you guys are interested.
The Ravens prologue, people think you should skip. We're not going to skip. We're going to read the books as they were written.
Yeah, we're gonna read it as it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Clarus, I want to ask.
Yeah.
Overall, season thoughts. What are your highlights? What are your lowlights? How are you feeling about it?
Well, first of all, thank you everyone for those super chats.
Yes, thank you so much for those super chats.
And Merry Christmas. We really appreciate it. The Wheel of Time has been one of the highlights of the year for me. I love fantasy. And this was like everything that I wanted it to be until the finale, which is a little bit disappointing. However, I am really looking forward to reading the books. I think that it was even the pilot. I went back and rewatched the pilot. Even the pilot I think is good. Like it started off good and it got better and better and better and better, and then we had a bit of a drop off for the finale. And so I hope that was just because COVID and budget, and that they did the best that they could with what they had, and I can respect that. So I'm really looking forward to season 2. I think that they've set up a lot of stuff that I'm really interested in seeing from the show perspective.
Interesting. People in chat are saying that the Ravens prologue was added later on. And wasn't part of publication. That's interesting.
Okay, interesting.
So I agree with you. I think that I love Lan. I love Lan so much. This season made me fall in love with Daniel Henney. I will literally watch anything that Daniel Henney is in from now on.
Yeah.
Because
he is perfection.
He's my favorite character of the year right now. Like literally, like my favorite new character of the year is Daniel Henney as Lan. Yeah. I feel such a weird kinship to that character, and I just you've seen me watch the show. I adore him so much. And so just for Lan alone, I'm so grateful to this show for existing because I really loved it. I've loved watching the show with you all. Y'all, think of these super chats. RJ Esposito says, listen to the prologue of Eye of the World on Audible. Is that the one that Rosamund Pike read? And Ravens is a separate part Jordan wrote later when they split the book and tried to sell as YA. Start with the original prologue. Okay, Alicia, we'll look into that.
Cool. Thank you guys so much.
We'll read the Ravens when it came up chronologically. We'll look that up.
Wow.
And so I'm happy the show exists because I don't know that I would have ever read Wheel of Time. And now I'm deeply invested in reading the series, and I've fallen in love with this series a little bit. So I think that if all this show does is get a bunch of people interested in the world of Wheel of Time, I think it's a huge success. I just look, there's parts of the show that I think are not what I wanted. There's parts of the show that felt, especially the finale, that felt like made for TV. In a way that I was a little disappointed in. I wish that the budget for this had been a little bit higher and that we'd been able to like have a battle that I felt like was worthy of the scope of the show.
Yeah.
Sure. But other than those kind of honestly minor things, I overall really loved it. I love these characters, and COVID is a bitch, and like we all deal with that. My concern right now is that we're not going to get season 2 until 2023. Because I don't think they're in production. So
with Omicron,
Omicron,
it's
I am concerned that we're going to get Lord of the Rings in 2022 and then season 2 of this in 2023.
Yeah.
And that the hype will have died down by then. Our hype won't, because we'll be reading the books live every week with you guys on the book club. I'm so excited for that, by the way.
Apparently they're filming.
They're filming now?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm not. Okay, my concern is... Thank you so much. I did not know that.
Good to know. Thank you, guys.
Much less concerned. I am much less concerned. We'll probably see it in... when, though?
Probably same time next year.
Well, yeah.
Do you think they'll keep it for like a...
Are they going to do Lord of the Rings straight into Wheel of Time?
Well, because Lord of the Rings is September.
September, October, right?
Yeah.
If there's 8 episodes of Lord of the Rings, they could do September,
November,
October,
December.
and then November, December. Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Yeah, me too.
Unless they put it out first to hype up Lord of the Rings, but I don't know.
No, it'd be too soon.
Yeah, it would be
if
too soon.
If they wrap in February, they're not gonna be ready for...
Yeah, post-production takes a while, so...
They're timing it with the Lord of the Rings carefully. They have to, right? Because Lord of the Rings will cannibalize this show.
Yeah.
Just because of name recognition, the first Lord of the Rings TV show will absolutely cannibalize the viewership of the Wheel of Time if they come out together. Mm-hmm. So, and honestly, for Amazon, it doesn't make sense to put out 2 fantasy shows at the same time.
Yeah. Oh man, I just want it. I just want it.
I just want to know. And their books are here, so like
know.
I can know.
Yeah, we're gonna read the books and we'll see what the show does.
Do you think that you could rank the episodes really quick?
No.
It's tough. Yeah.
Because there's like sections like sections 4, 5, and 6 in my head kind of have blended into one another. I actually am not quite sure which one was which episode. You know what I mean?
4, 5, and 6 are the top of the show for me, though.
Yeah, me too.
Like 4, 5, 6 are like the A tier, and then like 2 and 3
and like 7
and 7, and then like 1 and 8 are kind of like the bottom.
I think 1 is better than the finale.
I think 1 is better than the finale, but I think the middle of the show is better than the beginning and the end.
Yeah. Middle of the show was very, very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm that's kind of all I have to say. Is there anything else you want? Did we miss anything?
No, that's everything. We got book club.
Who's your favorite character?
My favorite character is Lan.
This is why we're married.
This
is why we're married. All right, y'all.
Yeah, so before we go, we are just gonna give a little this video is sponsored.
It's not sponsored.
It's not sponsored.
We are affiliated.
We have a partnership with Gamer Subs, which is
2 Ps.
Yes, Gamer Subs with 2 Ps. And they're it's like a sweet caffeine drink that has no sugar, no calories.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that weird aspartame aftertasty grossness. It's really delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I drink it all the time while I stream. And if you order using the code Clarus, my affiliate link is also in the beacons below. We are affiliated, so we get paid from that. They're also doing some Christmas stuff right now, so you can get free cups, free samples, free hoodies, even if you spend enough. So if you like caffeine drinks and maybe you don't like coffee like me, this is your solution. And
the link is in the description of the video. If you head over to gamersubs.gg and use the coupon code Clarus with 2 O's, you can get 10% off your order.
Yeah.
Mr. Craig T wants to know, what would you rate the whole season?
I think I would give this overall an 8 out of 10. I think that the finale hurt it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I would give it an 8 out of 10.
I think it's an 8 out of 10 too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like comfortably like I would maybe go 8.5. I would give it like a B+.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An A- B+.
Yeah. I am really curious to see what they do with Matt next season, actually.
I'm also curious as we do, so the next 5 weeks will be book 1 in our book club, right? I'm so curious to talk on Fridays about the differences between the book and the show as we read through the book. And I'm probably going to watch some episodes alongside each week.
Yeah.
And like, I'll probably watch the episodes that correspond with where we are at in the books each week so that we can really talk and dive into the first chunk of this book club into how they change things. And then when we start to read book 2 and 3, the book club will be a lot about like, where could they go in the show? Yeah. Like, you know, with what they've changed.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I have loved most of this show. Like I said, I think the finale was weak, but like, I have really loved it. What they've done is really fantastic, and it's like right up my alley, so I'm very happy with it.
If you've got nothing to do this Christmas Eve, we just wanted to let you know we're going to be live on Twitch in about an hour and a half. We're going to be doing some cooking, and we're going to make a turkey for the first time. We're very nervous. So if you want to come join us for that, come over to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/nerdynightly.
There it is.
We're going to be live for most of the afternoon cooking. We might play some Mario Kart. We're just going to be spending Christmas Eve live on stream. So if you want to come hang out with us, come do it.
And we're going to open our presents to each other.
Oh, yeah. I still think I won.
I
don't know. My gift is pretty solid.
I don't know.
11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we do the book clubs plan. Same time as this video. Next week.
We are in Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. There have been some people asking for us to push back a little bit so that people on the West Coast it's a little bit less early for them. So we'll see. But for next week will definitely be 11. After that, we might go to like noon or something.
Let us know. And if you want to join the Discord, and you can comment on the video and let us know. You can join the Discord, let us know. Yeah. Like, if you're like, it would be like really helpful if it was a little bit later, please do tell us, because we want to take everyone into consideration. Yep.
And Mike says, do we have one copy or two? I think I'm going to buy a Kindle copy. I might.
Yeah, okay.
Just so that we have separate copies.
Yeah.
And the Kindle has like easy highlight features that I like in case I want to like go through like some stuff for the episodes.
Yes, yeah.
So,
that's fair.
I think I'll be reading on a Kindle and she'll probably be reading the physical books. Because I like to dog ear my books. I know that bugs her. I know.
Heathen.
I just don't think books are meant to stay nice. I think that books, when you read a book, when you're done reading it, it should look like you read it. You know what I mean? I think that bugs people, but like, I like it when my books are like worn.
I do not. I do not.
All right, y'all. For now, I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, if you want to come hang out with us on Twitch, please do. We're going to be just hanging out. It's going to be a really lovely time.
And if you want your very own, you don't want to be moist, crossing the blight shirt, hoodie, mug, pillow. There's so many options. It's Redbubble. Yeah, you can get a hat. Go to redbubble.com/people/nerdynightly because that's where we're selling this thing, because I promised you that I would, and I did.
And you did it.
And mine came so fast.
Yeah, it was here in like a couple days. Impressed. It was nice.
All right, y'all. We have to go get ready for our other stream of the day. Yes. Everyone who super chatted today, thank you so much. You are the best of the best. And as always, y'all, my name is Nerdy.
And I'm Claruth.
Do something nerdy tonight, you dang nerds.
Bye.